Well, good afternoon. We're about to launch this webinar, Building a Business Through a Recession. I'd like to welcome you and thank you for investing your time in learning how you can build a business through a recession. My name is Phil Bajura, and I'm honoured and feel very privileged to have gained significant business knowledge throughout my 30+ years in senior management within the corporate food industry, and in the last 14 years I've been in business for myself. During that time, I've been responsible for implementing significant cultural change in many different and varied business environments, and I look forward to sharing some of this experience with you today. My purpose here today is to challenge your way of thinking about your business and the current economic climate, and offer some alternate ideas for improving your business now and in the future. My goal is to inspire you to identify 3 to 5 things that you can take away to immediately implement in your business that will change the way in which customers view your business and ultimately buy from you and not your competitor. We have a lot today to cover today, so take as many notes as you can. And if you have any questions, please type them into the chat box. If you haven't already, please open your chat box now. All right, so the point of power, I'd just like to run through this point of power. We all know people that lie in their bed and all they do is lay blame, find excuses, even worse, live in denial. We also know business owners that take ownership, they're accountable, and they also are responsible for steering their ship in the direction that they want to achieve. The people that are below that point of power, they're rather powerless. They're in a powerless situation to take control. Whereas above the point of power, they're in a powerful position, take control and steer their ship in the direction that they want. Above that point of power is about the what, the when and the how. And below the point of power is about the who, the why, and as I said before, with reaching denial is reaching that point of withdrawing. Below that point of power is all about the reasons, whereas above is about results. What you will get from today's session will be some BFOs, blinding flashes of the obvious. While some of what I covered today may be new to you, there will be much that you have already heard, but have not yet acted on. That is, you've heard it, you know what you should do with it. So, on average, the Australian Bureau of Statistics data back in 2013 indicated that on average there was 44 small businesses closing their doors each day in Australia. Statistics also say that 80% of businesses will fail in their first 5 years. More surprisingly, 80% of the remaining businesses will fail in the next 5 years. So as business owners, at this point in time, our focus must be in saving and restoring livelihoods that our own and other businesses generate. Our long-term focus for business is 100% of business owners expanding their success and achieving their goals and dreams. More than 75% of businesses selling for a multiple of earnings to create a wealth event when the business owner is ready to exit. That is, having a return on the investment for their time, money, and effort that they have invested into their own business. For most businesses, the owner only has a job, and when they finish the business, they just close the door. Therefore, no return on investment for their time and effort that they've committed over the time they've been in the business. The next thing is to create multi-generational legacies through strong exits and/or successful generational ownership transitions. Expanding on the huge impact that the lives lived and legacies created by millions of people across Australia. So that's our long-term focus for businesses right around Australia and also the globe. All right, so challenges are what make, this is a quote, challenges are what make life interesting. Overcoming them is what makes life meaningful. Joshua J. Marine. Right now, your focus should be on managing mindset, yours, your team, and your customers. It's about the ownership, accountability, and responsibility. That is everybody playing above the point of power line? Identifying the gap between stimulus and action, identifying where change and direction can occur. Slow down and think, adopt critical path thinking. Seek assistance when you run out of ideas or are not sure where to start. The change curve, whereabouts are you? So where are you on this curve? Where do you believe your team and customers need to be? For those who are not in the problem-solving area or zone, raise your hand and commit to be in the problem-solving phase in the next day or two. As a coach, one of the many roles I play for business owners and their teams is to get them through the problem-solving phase quickly and to stay there. When you and your team are all in the problem-solving phase, you can become proactive, plan forward, execute effectively, and make the daily and weekly adjustments required in this very dynamic environment. Be capable as a team to generate results and thrive. Your customers will be happy to purchase from you if they believe that you are above the point of power and taking control of your business direction. Face the new reality of now. Be prepared to embrace the new reality of being in business today. Being in a totally new environment can make it a challenge to discern whether you and your business are in control or if you're about to lose control. The consequences of not gaining reality on this is that the next step after lost control is lost the business. And then the next step is liquidation. We don't want to go there. You have an opportunity to pivot and move forward, or move towards turnaround, while either you're in trouble or control or lost control phases. Utilize the 17-point pivot now checklist. You can also review with the 15 resources to reallocate checklist. Pivot and sprint forward. Create an action plan for turnaround. Some examples of how some of the businesses we coach have pivoted is new products and services to serve the market. A People Solutions HR company revamped their contract length based on the uncertainty. Another increased their current client communication by 3 times. Reallocating assets to create cash flow today. Increasing raving fans in their community. This is what an ice cream shop used a catering trailer as a mobile shop to reach people in their neighbourhoods. They're now looking for more trailers due to the high demand. Shifting mindset and making the most of an opportunity. A 4 times increase in lunch revenue for a local pizza restaurant that shifted their offerings, redefined their goals, and shifted marketing so the community knew it was open. Another shifted procedures to ensure the company can have cash flow today. A cleaning business has shifted their cleaning procedures to ensure that they still clean during this time. I essentially run 3 coaching programs which enable business owners to enhance their businesses and obtain the results and business that they dream about. The first one is one-to-one coaching. The second one is group coaching with up to 5 business owners. And then once a quarter, we also run a 90-day planning session, which is a group session. So Action Coach's definition of a successful business is a commercial, profitable enterprise that works without you. So it brings up 2 goals: to get more profitability and to work less hours. Design a business that works without you. So the 6 steps to follow to get massive results for your business. The first step is mastery. It's about eliminating the chaos. The outcome is that your business becomes stable. You are not concerned about making payroll at the end of each month or paying the bills. The second step is developing creative marketing for your products and services. You're able to predict your cash flow by knowing your market. Here is where your business begins to generate cash for yourself. The third step is systems. This is where you can start leveraging yourself out of the business and creating more time for yourself. There are 4 ways to use leverage systems. The fourth step is people. The team produces a structure for growth. You now have the ability to take long vacations and trust that your team is managing your business for you. At this level, a general manager can be brought in to run the business. The 5th step is synergy. This is when everything seems to be clicking in your business. You can begin strategizing for your next stage of entrepreneurial activity. The business is a well-oiled machine. There is a passive income being generated from the business, or the owner can duplicate or even sell the business. The final step is results. The owner is reaping the rewards of the business and is reinvesting in other businesses or takes time for their own personal growth. These are the 6 steps to massive results. So at mastery level, this is where you have a commercial enterprise. At marketing, it's a profitable commercial enterprise that works. And without you is when you reach the people level. Once you hit the synergy level, this is where duplication can occur. Let's take a look at mastery level. It's no use going out and building a business if you have no idea where you are going. No use defining what you don't want. You must define what you do want. Clarity plus action leads to success. So quote, define the path your business follows, decide now. Will you look back in life and say, I wish I had, or I'm glad I did? Zig Ziglar. How have you adapted your business model right now? Have you reviewed your vision, mission, and purpose statements to make it clearer for the current environment? Are you thriving now, like our clients who have already adapted? Take market share now while your competitors are stuck. Resolution your business to take market share for when the economy reopens. Preparation now is the key for business success. So pivot and sprint forward with an action plan. The next stage of mastery is money mastery. Not only do I need to know what my historic numbers, but the ones are that will create my future. Too many business owners have no ability to make a decision, let alone the right decision, due to a lack of information. That is, they don't know their numbers. If we want to manage something, first we have to measure it. So we turn to both historic numbers and future key performance indicators. This is both accounting numbers and the testing and measuring results. Shrewd financial management is the key to running a successful business. To be a success, you must know how to collect, track, save, and spend the money that you earn. You must be in control of your money. It is interesting that many of Action Coach's clients have been financially prepared for this crisis with excessive cash reserves to weather the storm for 6+ months. Question: how many of you currently have a budget for profit? How many of you know what your daily break-even cost is? How many would like to know what these numbers are? When we work with you, we'll give you our proven systems for calculating these numbers and help you get this critical information addressed in the first 30 to 60 days. Remember, this is stage one of a commercial, profitable enterprise. Quote: before anything else, preparation is the key to success. Alexander Graham Bell. What's important here is to focus on the timeliness of high priority tasks. There is massive amounts of pent-up demand right now. How well is your business prepared for this? Geo-phased reopening of the economy is being planned as we speak. Are you staying up to date with, even staying ahead of, these planned changes? Staff, supply chain, processes, and facilities must restart. What parts of your business will need to be kick-started now? How much market share could be lost if you are unprepared? Are you ahead of the game and your competitors? What is the pathway to be prepared to sprint? Are you planning, training now for that sprint ahead? High productivity and activity is the outcome here. So it's important to understand where time is being wasted. So if we look at the time target graph, the outer circle, yellow circle, is about the things that are not urgent and not important. And these are the things that we get distracted with. For example, social media, emails, phone calls from friends. The green circle is about the urgent and not important. And these are the things that we place an urgency on, but really they're not that important. It's the things that we like to do. And this is where it could be considered that we are in delusion. The blue circle is the things that are urgent and important. They're the things that we need to be working on in the business, which is the demand. And then the red zone is the not urgent and important. And this is the zone that where we are preparing, we're planning, we're actually working on the business. Quote, in the moments of marketplace disruption resides the opportunity to take massive market share from your competitors while they are flat-footed trying to figure out what direction they can or will go. Kevin Olft. So ensure that your team, you, yourself, and your business are prepared. Do you have capacity to exceed the pent-up demand? Train and develop the team to deliver superior service to create the wow effect. Create your personal and business training plan. What is your pre-game warm-up to sprint at reopen? Take market share at this take market share at this disruptive moment. Create your sprint forward plan now. Another quote, dare to take chances lest you leave your talent buried in the ground. Phil Knight. So create your own game plan to compete and grow in the second half of 2020. Identify what the new norms or normals are going to be in your marketplace. What adaptations will you keep in place permanently? E.g., I've closed my Albury office and are now working virtually from home. I don't see that this will change going forward. How have your competitors adapted? What can you do differently to create that point of difference? How have customer expectations and habits changed? There's been many and varied since this crisis began. So use the 17 proactive pivot points and 15 resources to reallocate checklists to work out what's next for your business. Update your pivots and reallocations weekly to win. You must be reviewing changes that are occurring in the marketplace at least weekly. Consistency is the foundation for healthy growth in any business. Another quote. No, actually, we've already been through that. So how well mapped out is your phase 2 marketing and training plan? Have you trained your team for the upcoming sprint? What will be the difference between those businesses who have mapped out their training plan and trained their teams versus those who plan to just open when the lockdown ends and see what happens? What pre-game warm-up do you have planned for when the lockdown end date is announced? We're already starting to see some movement in this area. How well thought through and defined is your sprint forward action plan? What are your market share increase goals right now? Have you set some goals for increasing your market share? And have you set some goals for the sprint period? And then have you set some goals for the balance of 2020? How well defined is your action plan to take market share now and throughout the rest of the year? How do we eliminate price competition? What's our unique selling proposition? Generally, you will find several uniquenesses in any business. Now it's about finding the one the market will buy because of. Not only that it is truly unique, not just a great service. Test several as basic headliners or offers. Measure which works best and then turn it into a single line phrase that you can use in all future marketing. Again, test it. Our clients use the Action Coach USP and guarantee questionnaire system. The Purple Cow by Seth Godin. In Seth's book, he says, you're either a purple cow or you're not. You're either remarkable or invisible. You need to make a choice. Cows, after you've seen 1, 2, or 10, are boring. A purple cow, though, now that would be something. Purple cow describes something phenomenal, something counterintuitive and exciting and flat out unbelievable. Every day, consumers come face to face with a lot of boring stuff, a lot of brown cows. But you can bet they won't forget a purple cow. And it's not a marketing function that you can slap onto your product or service. Purple cow is inherent. It's built right in, and it's not there, period. In Purple Cow, Seth Godin urges you to put a purple cow into everything you build and everything you do to create something that's truly noticeable. It's a manifesto for marketers who want to help create products that are worth marketing in the first place. Highly recommended reading. So now let's have a look at the next level, which is systems. Let me illustrate how systems save you time, energy, and money. How many of you drive to work the same way every day? Have you ever thought about why you do this? You may have alternative routes, but you just pick one. What do you do or think about while you're driving mindlessly to work? So the connection is that when we do the same thing the same way every time, it makes you more efficient and allows for multitasking and creativity. So the 9 steps to systemizing a business include having very clear vision, mission, and culture statements. It's setting SMART goals. So they're specific, they're measurable, achievable, relevant or realistic, and they're also time framed. It's knowing what your organization chart, thinking about what your business will look like, particularly go out through 5 years. It's ensuring that you've got employment contracts in place. Have you identified the KPIs that are going to be important for you to understand how well your business is running? It's implementing your SOPs, your standard operating procedures. This is how we do stuff. And then finally, it's looking at the management systems that are going to help you systematize the routine and then allowing you to humanize the exceptions. Okay, so we've repeated that one. So the cycle of business. This is where the owner looks after the team looks after the customers look after the business, and then the business looks after the owner. It's important for the owner to be focusing on the team strategically, making sure that all the systems are in place and that the team can then take care of the customers. So 7 keys to a winning team. This is a subject all on its own, and so please register now for my webinar, 7 Keys to a Winning Team, on Thursday, the 18th of June at 1 p.m. So the 7 keys are strong leadership. This is where your leadership needs to be outstanding. It's having a common goal that the whole team is working towards. And this generally will be the vision and mission for the business. It's understanding the rules of the game. And the rules of the game is the culture that you want the business to run by. The action plan is about everyone understanding what their role is in the business and what part they play with the actions that they take. It's supporting risk-taking. So if you think about how did the world get to where it is today, it's because somebody took a risk somewhere along the line to try something new. 100% involvement and inclusion. So every member of the team must be involved, must be included and participating. And then the final one is that you need to know and appreciate your people. Get to understand what makes them tick, what makes them not tick, and then creating some plans around how you actually manage them through that. Winning teams know how to get the right people on the bus. So let me ask a question. If you could start your business again tomorrow, how many people, including yourself, would you not rehire? So the rules of the game is the culture that you want your business to run by. You must be prepared to draw a line in the sand and act on any instance immediately that the rules are outside the rules of the game, or when people are playing outside the rules of the game. When you start to tolerate actions or activities that are out of bounds, then this will be the start of a poor culture and bad habits being acceptable. Quote, "To do more for the world than the world does for you, that is success." Henry Ford. So synergy is about putting fun and joy back into your business. The team culture. The long-term plan to scale up your business. It's having a general manager run the business day to day. It's time for life for you. Business producing investable cash flow and market value and future accessibility of the business. It's about achieving multi-generational legacy, change the family identity. So at the synergy level, you're on autopilot, you've installed a general manager and now put the business onto autopilot. It's about duplication. How do you want to put fun and joy back into your business and strengthen your team culture? What is your long-term plan to scale up your business? What are your plans to have a general manager take over the day-to-day operations so that you can achieve time freedom? How would you like your business to increase in market value and become by far the most valuable asset on your personal balance sheet? What multi-generational legacy are you planning to create to change your family's identity and trajectory for generations to come? Do you want to know who you are? Don't ask. Act. Action will delineate and define you. Thomas Jefferson. So create your plans, be prepared, sprint forward and grow. You can schedule a 20-minute pivot and prepare call with me, or book in for a 2-hour pivot and sprint forward strategy session to create your pivot and sprint forward action plan for 2020. Both are our gift to the business community. So the path that your business follows is really decided right now. Business owners have met with our team for a pivot strategy session and created their customized pivot action plan to adapt their business model to how business is conducted today, including engaging the customers differently, shifting the products and services, and reallocating resources such as team members, marketing, and sales efforts. Which of these 3 curves do you want your business to follow? The reality is that tens of thousands of businesses who are not aware of how Action Coach can guide them to pivot now and come out this side with a strong plan to take market share will suffer the lower curve and not be in business by the end of 2020. Consider which curve you would like to be in, the upper curve or the lower ones. What must you do differently, and how must your business model be adapted to achieve the top curve? We have some time left for questions and answers, so please start typing your questions into the chat box now, and I'll get to them shortly. The path to the opportunities ahead. Some of you may still be in the red zone or trying to figure out how to survive in the middle of the lockdown. As mentioned earlier, we have already guided thousands of businesses in how to create their pivot and path forward action plan to survive and thrive in the middle of this lockdown. Some of you may be in the training or warming up stage. Now is the time that you should be or must be creating your action plan. Some of you may have not been affected much at all by the COVID-19 crisis, and some of you may have taken on a whole lot of business in the past couple of weeks and see that there will be even more opportunities that you can take advantage of once the lockdown ends. In any case, your Sprint Forward action plan needs to focus upon scaling up your capacity and your resources. In Brad Sugar's words, where you'll be in 5 years will depend on the books that you read, the people you associate with, and the actions that you take. If you're serious about learning how to implement the information from today's session effectively, please email me requesting the complimentary pivot strategy meeting. I will come back to you with some alternate dates that we may align to get our calendars together. So please reach out if you have any questions at all. We've covered a lot in the last 50 minutes or so, and there are questions that you may have right now. Type them into the chat box. Write down 3 to 5 key things of value that you have learned today and commit to what actions you will take immediately. Thank you for investing your time today, and please remember to reach out. I am here to help. And now it's time to get into action and stay ahead of your competition.